Cutting dovetail joints using Sugita's woodworking method. Preparing the tailboard and pinboard. Tools required. The dovetail marker is a tool for drawing tail slope lines on the tailboard. This homemade dovetail marker can easily be made using the ripping guide. The saw blade spacer with a bevel is made from a short piece of a pipe saw flat 225, which is the same thickness as the Mirai Alpha 265 flush cut pull saw blade used here. The end has a blade similar to a hand plane blade. It was sharpened using sandpaper as a whetstone. Write a circle on the flat side and a cross on the side with the bevel. In the photo you can see the cross, so you know it is the side with the bevel. The circle is used so that it faces the circle written on the timber and the cross faces the cross written on the timber. The black part is the tape. The thickness of the tape adjusts the tightness of the dovetail joint fit. The tail guide is used when cutting the tails. The pin guide is used when cutting the pins. Both have a magnetic sheet on them. See Woodworking Joinery by Hand, page 116 onwards. Although there are no articles on dovetail joints in this book, the pages on box joints share some similarities with dovetail joints and are very helpful. The saw blade used is a Mirai Alpha 265 flush cut pull saw blade. Turn the tailboard on its side and cut off the waste part next to the tail. The waste part is the cross, so the cross on the saw blade spacer should face the cross on the wood. Then place the bevel tip on the scribe line. When using the chisel, chop gradually and bring it closer to the baseline. Finally, place the cutting edge of the chisel on the baseline and chop to half the thickness of the workpiece. Then turn the workpiece over and remove the remaining waste on the other side in the same way. The tailboard is now complete. Use the tailboard as a template to cut the pins. Place the tailboard on top of the pinboard. Using corner clamps at this point makes it easier to work with and prevents the tailboard from shifting during the subsequent scribing process. Scribe the position of the tail on the pin board while pressing the flat side of the marking knife firmly against the tail. The work up to this point is very similar to conventional hand tool woodworking and is not difficult. From here onwards, the pin board is cut. In traditional woodworking, the saw blade is placed on the scribe line and the cut is made. Alternatively, a commercial saw guide can be used to make these cuts. However, what they all have in common is that the position of the saw blade is done by eye. This is the main reason why dovetail joints are so difficult to make. With Sugita's woodworking method, the saw blade spacer with a bevel automatically determines the exact position of the saw blade, instead of measuring by eye, so all you have to do is cut along the pin guide. The pin is cut into the scribed line on the left side of the circle section, as seen from me working on it. Use the saw blade spacer with a bevel so that the circle on this saw blade spacer and the circle on the pinboard face each other. If you want a tighter fit, you can put tape on the beveled side of the saw blade spacer to increase the width of the pin by double the thickness of the tape.